is Wednesday, day 5, I think, of weaning the goats and day 3 of weaning the sheep. Everybody seems to be doing really well. They eat a lot of grain, a lot of hay, a lot quicker than what I was expecting, but knock on wood, they all seem to be doing really well. Actually, knock on wood, so we've had bad luck. So yeah, happy Wednesday morning. Yeah, she's super broody. We kept taking the eggs from her, but we actually have a little rooster now that we've seen in action. So we'll see if she actually has fertilized eggs or not in 21 days. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Dee. You got a little cough there. So every morning I scoop out this little feeder because the small goats and the rooster like to roost over here. And then of course they poop in the grain and that's not good. So yeah, I scoop that out and then I give it to the bigger goats and cows. Back there, what are you doing, honey? Everybody's getting drinks. Oh, you wanna play with the ball? No. I know. Well, it's off to work for me. Bugs isn't happy about it. I'm not either.
keep our animal pens pretty clean. The first time we got goats, they actually ended up getting coccidiosis, which one is caused by really wet, grimy, gross environments where worms can thrive. What on earth? Yuck. But anyway, we keep everything pretty clean, minus whatever that bug was. Try to keep everything really dry. So with the goats pen, they're all adults, so we don't have to worry about a lot of bedding. It's starting to get warmer out, so we don't really worry about that too much. But we do give them a little bit of straw just to lay in once a week, sometimes more depending on how rainy it is and how much they've been inside. We'll take it all up, rake it down completely down to the lime, and spread more powdered lime, non-slipping barn lime that you can get at Tractor Supply in pretty much any feed store. It's like $3 for a 50-pound bag. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing. I sprinkled some on the ground, got out all the bad straw, so I'm gonna sprinkle some more down. So yeah. And got the sheep pen cleaned out. We kind of do the same thing with it. We change a little more frequently just because they're babies. They tend to drink a lot, pee a lot, and for some reason they decide to always pee inside instead of outside. Their bedding's pretty thick. I believe it's actually Sweden. Legally, you have to have an 8-inch deep bed. Otherwise, it can be fined by law. So that's kind of interesting. I think if we had a bigger farm, I'd like to read up on that and do something like that because it sounds pretty awesome. Ours is obviously not 8-inch deep bed, and it is simply straw and lime. We got all that cleaned up and everybody's out nibbling and playing. So yeah, I think I might go and look for some mushrooms because, you know, your girl likes those and it's kind of warm out and it just rained. So wish me luck. Then over for 1 second just to clean out the feed bin.
Shoo! Get down. Get down. Go on. Get down. Go on. Getting everybody all riled up, dude. the trail, which is on that side of the fence over there. I kept hearing a loud pop, which was definitely the fence, so I figured I'd walk down here and check it out. Something broke that bottom one, so I don't know. I got it fixed temporarily, but at least the fence is now working. So after our little fiasco last week with Monica and Ben, every time I pull in the driveway, first thing I do is come down here and check on everybody. So then I can plan for the rest of my evening. Well, obviously if one of them is sick, I need to jump in and try to help them. If not, then I go on in and do a little bit of housework, come back out and feed them because they eat so darn much. And then, yeah, just see how the evening plays out, but do a quick little check on everybody. What are you guys doing? Bugs. You little chubs. You guys love this fresh mowed grass, don't ya? Yeah, you just love this fresh mowed grass. Orange. Orange. Quick little chick check. One tip that I wanted to tell everybody, because not a lot of people really look for it, and a lot of people are buying chicks and chickens right now because obviously COVID-19 pandemic causing shortage of food. So chicks are a cheap, easy way to get food, but a lot of people don't know a lot about them. So one of the main things when you have chicks is making sure that they don't get poop built up on their little butts. So this guy's kind of got the start of it, but it'll build up and dry till they can't poop anymore, and then it kills them because toxic buildup. If you don't poop, what happens? So yeah, chick tip number 1, check for chicken butt. So here's a little better example. This little girl has a little bit dried up. Just take a wet cloth, a warm wet cloth, kind of get it softened up. Otherwise you'll end up pulling the feathers off and that'll hurt, obviously. But yeah, just soften it up and pull it off and they'll be good to go. So this weekend we had a chick out in the front yard and couldn't figure out why. Couldn't figure out how they were getting out. That's how. All of our other chickens are big enough and heavy enough that they can't fly that high, but these guys have figured out their wings and they can fly. So we might have to figure out how to do that. Hopefully they get heavy enough quick enough that we don't have to worry about it, but right now I'm not really keen on that. What are you doing? Girls, go on. Go on. Girls, go on. Get down. Shoo. Stay down. Ruthie girl. Blue. What's up, Big Mike? Sheep, assemble. Yep, something like that. Come on. Oh, drying out straw. So yesterday I talked a little on cleaning pens. Not a whole lot, not really informative. But a lot of times, especially with these smaller guys, they don't really mess their bedding. It's still fairly clean. It just kind of starts getting a little bit damp because like I said, they pee a lot. So we'll rake it all out here. We've got lime down here. There's also lime on the ground in the barn. But we'll rake it all out, let it dry out, turn it a couple times, and then we'll get a couple more days use out of it. But yeah, saves us
a little bit of money. You guys want food? You don't need food. Look at your chubby little belly. Yeah? What are you doing? Everybody chase you out of the barn? And she goes. So our garden looks a little bit different all of a sudden. It's supposed to get down to 27 tomorrow night. So definitely gonna frost. So I just took and tinted all of our little plants with straw. Never had to do this before and I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, I just tinted them so hopefully it stays safe from the frost. All of them's pretty hardy, cold natured plants, so I think they'll be okay. But this is what it looks like. We'll see. I just kind of leave it piled up like so, and they'll do the rest of the work for me. Spread it out, put it where they want it, so makes it a little bit easier. Happy rainy Friday morning. The chickens are already trying to fly out. I don't know why. They have food, they have water, but whatever. Hello! Hi! Hi, Miss Phoebe. You're so pretty. You're a pretty girl, aren't ya? You guys are not gonna want to go outside. I really doubt anybody ends up even going outside today. Maybe for a little bit, but not much. Right now, they're just standing in here moping.
Happy Saturday morning. We woke up quite late, so I'm sure the sheep are gonna be mad. And the little goats, the little baby goats, they're fine. It's probably gonna be really loud. You're so happy. Oh my gosh. So we're working on building a bigger feeder for them because obviously they're getting cute and fight over this one. So I just bring a couple of them in here, and then we have that smaller feed pan too that usually Bugs eats out of by itself. Also, you can see I just took it and put it in rows next to it. So instead of having to till and hoe and worry about weeds, you can take that straw and put it down the rows on each side of it, even bed down around the plane a little bit, and it'll keep those weeds down and you don't have to do all the work. And this is why we separated the young goats, because our buck right there, he is doing his best to try to get to them. Which those goats, they were born early December, late November, so they're old enough to breed, and it'll usually stunt their growth. Worst scenario possible is they don't come into milk very well. They abort their baby soon. So we really don't want that to happen. One of them might have accidentally gotten bred because I saw her out with him yesterday. He was chasing her pretty hard, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but if so, we'll do our best to try to take care of her. So chick tip number 2, I think I've done 2, I'm honestly not sure. 1, putting pebbles or marbles or rocks inside of their water in the base of it. That's gonna help them keep from drowning in the water. I've only had it happen a couple times. You just come out and the chick's dead with its head in the water. I don't know if they sit there and fall asleep or exactly what, but those rocks kind of help keep their beaks and their noses up out of that water so that doesn't happen. So yeah.
Monday, everyone. Sitting out here with little Mr. Bugs. He's a lap sheep, aren't ya? Everybody's just chilling today. Trent had to go to work, so I'm probably honestly gonna go take a nap because I'm super tired. And then clean out the barn because the cow side of the barn is kind of gross. Time to clean out the cow pen, and since we don't have a tractor with a bucket, we use the truck, and that kind of sucks, but at least it's nice out so I can hose it out. Hello, sheep. Since we put this pen up for the goats, it's kind of harder for us to clean the barn out. Plus the fence over there has been kind of immobilized for the minute to keep the younger goats in, and obviously the sheep too. But yeah, so we've just been piling this up over here for a week, and it's absolutely made a mess. So I'm gonna dig all that up and actually drag these two mats out so that this pee and grossness can kind of go away, and level out this line. So it's kind of what we had going on over here, but let's get to work. And all the critters are up here and angry because they can't get in. Mostly just the cow. Are you mad? Oh yeah, she's mad. This pin's done. Got some lime down. Decided to leave those two. They're not hurting anything. Leave those two out here so that they can get cleaned. So yeah. I know my hands are gross. So until we can actually purchase a manure spreader, we have either been putting the manure on the garden, which since the garden's planted, we can't do. So we've just been coming up here and dumping it in our field. Well, on the back of our field, not necessarily in the field itself. But yeah, I'm sure our neighbors love smelling that. But and then too, I mean, it's right here, so if we ever do want to spread it to help fertilize our field, our hay field here, it's right there, so we can just take a rake and drag it out. But now I get to go hose this truck out. And again, sorry neighbors if it stinks. Just let me know and I'll see if we can figure something else out, but should be fine. Should be fine. Since it's allergy season here in southern Indiana, which is, you know, only like twice a year, 6 months each time, it's ridiculous. But all the pollen collects in the water troughs, and then especially the sheep, they're super picky and they won't drink out of it. We have a pond, but the goats and cows also refuse to drink from it. So we try to scrub this once a week, once every other week, until the pollen stops falling. Usually after that, they stay pretty clean because these are smaller tanks. So they drink them pretty quick. They get dry at some point and usually get cleaned out. So that kind of helps any kind of waterborne illnesses, or like, who wants to drink nasty water? Not me. So yeah, we try to get them cleaned, and there's actually a snake under that other one, a small one, and it kind of creeped me out, but it was just a little rat snake, and we have rats in the barn, so he needs to go and do his job.
down. And the food. This little angry hen, sitting, look at her fluffing up on me. She's got 3 eggs. She's quite angry. Oh yeah, she's mad. So yeah, barns are clean, water troughs are clean, feed bunks are clean, chickens' butts are clean. I think everything's good to go for the rest of the week. That hen was definitely not happy with me taking her extra eggs, but we're only letting her sit on 3. I have a rooster in there with them. I've seen him on the other hens, not particularly her, but she has been really broody for like 3 months. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you 3 eggs. If they hatch, they hatch. If not, no feelings hurt. But she started setting on them May 1st-ish, so they have to incubate for 21 days. So based on those calculations, they should be, what is today? The 9th? 10th, I think. So she should have about 10-12 days left sitting on them. We'll see how it goes. Hey, I figured I'd go on ahead and wrap this vlog up here. It's carried on way too long, but there was so many cute things that the sheep and goats did I wanted to show you. But yeah, I figured I'd wrap it up with a Bible verse I found the other day, and I really, really love it. It's Matthew chapter 28, verse 20. It says, "Surely I am with you always to the very end of age." So yeah, something good to think about. But anyways, thanks for watching.